When we look at the prophets, we find they stood in the counsel of the Lord and they heard some things that startled, surprised, and even shocked them as God made his will known. The prophet Habakkuk complained to God about the things he saw happening in his day. There was injustice, lawlessness, violence, and destruction. But God's reply really took him by surprise. I'm doing something in your day that you would not believe even if you were told. I am raising up the Babylonians. In Isaiah's day, it was the Assyrians. One of the last places I visited before the lockdown hit was the British Museum, the Assyrian Room. Those guys were awesome. Even the names of their rulers still cause a sense of awe to rise. Sargon, Tiglath-Pileser, Sennacherib, Ashurbanipal. These men ruled the biggest empire that the world had ever seen to its day, and they were bent on conquest. So when Ahaz appealed to them to come and to intervene with Israel and Syria, this was an opportunity not to be missed. Invasion came, but it didn't go well even for little Judah. Tribute was demanded and pressure was brought upon them, while northern Israel was taken captivity and removed in the year 722 BC. Listen to what Isaiah says in chapter 5, verse 26. He lifts up a banner for the distant nations. He whistles for those at the ends of the earth. Here they come, swiftly and speedily. Not one of them grows tired or stumbles. Not one slumbers or sleeps. Not a belt is loosened at the waist. Not a sandal thong is broken. Their arrows are sharp. All their bows are strung. Their horses' hooves seem like flint. Their chariot wheels like a whirlwind. Their roar is like that of the lion. In chapter 7, Isaiah changes the imagery. God whistles for flies and bees to come from Egypt and Assyria and to come. The result is that there's economic and political degradation in Israel. Everything falls apart under the power of the invaders. Isaiah wasn't just a casual onlooker. His own children were given prophetic names that stood as warnings against this threat of invasion. Mahershala-Hashbaz, quick the prey, hurry the booty. Isaiah's boy wouldn't even be weaned before Damascus and Samaria would be carried off into exile. But the Assyrians themselves, who thought that they were just bent on conquest and were very good at it and successful, who boast, by the strength of my hand I have done this, and by my wisdom, because I have understanding, I removed the boundaries of the nations, I plundered their treasures like a mighty one, I subdued their kings. But God saw things from a very different perspective. Does the axe raise itself over the one who wields it? God raises up and God brings down. God uses people for his strange design, his mysterious work done from the depths of his own counsel and providence. He doesn't always explain himself fully. He doesn't have to. He's the Lord. We have to search him and we have to submit to him. His ways are beyond finding out. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so his ways are above our ways. But lest we should fear that God has some mysterious counsel that stands against us, let's remember that in the mystery of his sovereign and providential will, he appointed his Son to come into the world, to suffer and die, and to rise again. And all who put their trust in him will be saved.